Oh, I forgot to tell Vix. There was a parcel just arrived for her as well. I'll tell her in a minute. Anyway, hello, welcome to Yarn Lane. How are you all? Let's start. We're having an early bird today because it's Vix's special day. We've got an early bird. Now, remember, everybody who buys something today will go into the competition. There's no password. There's no questions to answer, anything like that. Everybody who buys something today, either from Sewing Street or from Yarn Lane, your name will automatically go into the virtual top hat, and it will, one name will be pulled out, and the winner, I'll show you the prize first before I go on to the early bird. I'll show you the prize. The prize is a ruler. No, not that one, the other one. It's a ruler, a book, there you go. It's a ruler and a book, a Creative Grids ruler and a book, and a jelly roll, design roll. It's Tula Pink, design roll. So now, Tula Pink, we're very excitable today. I'll calm down in a minute. I'll tell you why we're so excited in a minute. There's all sorts of things going on. Anyway, I've got to, let's do this. Shall we do this then? I was going to do the early bird first. Yeah, let's do the menu first then, just so you know what's happening. Oh yes, this is important, right? So Yarn Lane now with Baby Knits with me and Catherine, right? But, oh, here it is. Sorry, I thought you'd come up. There it is, right? But now, then what happens is Catherine goes home after 1 hour of knitting and crocheting, and then we go back to Sewing Street, but Sewing Street is not on Freeview, so you'd have to watch it on either Sky, YouTube, the website, the Sewing Street website, or the Sewing Street Facebook page. So then we go to Love from Beth, a baby changing sewing pattern with Jules Mayouf. Then we've got Baby Kits Revisited. Now, is the gremlin for the whole afternoon, or is it just for the first hour? Oh, okay, that's fine. Then I'll explain what the gremlins are in a minute. Then the last hour is Fun with Fat Quarters with Jules Mayouf. We have got Wendy Gardner's brand new book at 3 o'clock. And then at 4 o'clock, we all go home. Right, early bird. Now, we don't always have an early bird on at Yarn Lane, do we? So they're already going. They're already going on the website. They are on the website. Let me take it out. They're lovely. You're going to love these. It's a nice, big... I'm thinking hot chocolate more than anything, because it's like a hot chocolate shape, isn't it? There you go. Don't you think that's a hot chocolatey mug, that one? $9.99. Special purchase for our early bird. Now, if you love your knitting, I bet Stuart will have one of these. In fact, when the shop... Because now, when can the shops open again? Can Stuart open his shop on April the 12th? Oh, yeah. Oh, shop. When can you open your shop, Catherine? 12th of April. And it's 7 weeks, is it? It's 7 weeks. 7 weeks. So Stuart will have one of these when he's serving his ladies in the shop. Anyway, at $9.99, make sure you go through for this. Now, remember, if you've already bought something from Sewing Street, that's your P&P covered for the day, even if you buy from Yarn Lane. £9.99. Claire's in saying hello. Glennis is saying hello. Stuart, oh, there's Stuart. Hello, John. This is going to be a fun afternoon. You don't know, Stuart. He says, I'm in the shop tidying up. Glennis says, good to see you. Julie says, good afternoon, John and everyone. Cousin Susan says, hello, John. Looking forward to you this afternoon. And then Bernie's just joined us as well. Right, $9.99. Make sure you check out quickly. I've got lots to talk about this afternoon. Oh, Little Paul's tempted. Little Paul's in, everybody, by the way. Little Paul and Hannah, me and Catherine. That's the afternoon shift. Well, Catherine's only staying for an hour. She's looking at me like, just you shut up. Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? They're not printed on. They're like, what's the word? Relief work. Look, the balls of wool actually stick out from the mug. It's very cute. And also, I hate a mug when you've got big fat sausage fingers like me, and where this bit, I just wait for, oh, do you want me to put it down? Sorry. Where this bit touches that bit, and you burn your knuckles and whatever that bit of your finger's called there. Is that part of your knuckle, that bit there? Anyway, $9.99. £9. Oh, now Hannah's saying, you got two bits. What's that? I thought that was your knuckle there. That's your midi knuckle. No, hang on, because it's your kneecap. It's your hand cap. No, ignore me. No, exactly. $9.99. Now, we turned the aircon off because it was too cold in here, and I've gone boiling hot. I think I might be having a hot flush. Is it? Oh. No, it's not. Paul just said to me what it was called, and then he went, no, don't say that, don't say that. It was obviously the slang word for it or something. Anyway, you checking out on this? How are you all? Oh, Bernie says afternoon. Susan now says good afternoon, John. Got my washing blown on the line. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day here. Just had to go looking for Hannah. She was out in the car park flirting with the boys from across the road. There's a security company across the road. No, the more handsome boys, if you go around the corner, the first one, as you go around the corner, they're the handsome boys. They all drive very, very smart cars. I don't mean smart cars, I mean smart cars. And they've all got designer trainers on. In fact, Hannah's got designer trainers on today. Children's. I'm not saying that. £9.99. They've just told me what it's called, and I'm not saying it because it sounds rude. Medial something or other, anyway. Right. Have you finished? Have you finished buying this? Because I've got lots to tell you. Thank you. Judith says, good afternoon, everybody. Gorgeous. Have you got yours? Have you got yours? Look, let's just to practice. You see, I don't come to the set. I don't drink tea on set. I don't drink tea, full stop. Hot chocolate, though, with marshmallows all on the top. Oh. Is it dishwasher safe? Oh, yes. In great big letters. I'm just looking. Is it dishwasher safe, he says. Yeah, in great big letters on the back there. You get 16.9 fluid ounces in there. That's a 500 millilitres. That's a lot of hot chocolate. That'll be one when you finish the hot chocolate, you'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have drunk all that. Doesn't tell me anything else on the box. Oh, gin. Well, I've got some alcohol-free gin that Lowe sent me. It's very nice. And I've got a bottle of, what did Vix have? This one, No Secco. I've got some of that that Victoria Carrington bought for me in my fridge as well. Oh, third of the stock's gone. Say that again. Wow. More than a third of the stock of those has gone already. And remember, you get a free entry into the draw. While we're here, should I tell you about the other competition? While we're still on this, so now Vicky's having a baby. I don't know if you know that, but Vicky's having a baby. It's not me. Yeah, anyway, there is a competition to win the studio sample of the Stripology ruler. Now, this is really important. Do not send messages anywhere apart from emails. The only place your answers will be considered is if you send to studio@sewingstreet.com. Right? Now, you've got, I think this is an awful lot of questions. Gender, weight, birth date, birth time. So I think it's going to be a little girl, £8 8 ounces, 2nd of April, and about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. That's what I think. I'm not allowed to enter. I'm not allowed to enter, and nobody's told me when it's going to be. That's just me guessing. But I think it's going to be a little girl. But when I was watching earlier from home, when I was having my porridge this morning, most people messaged in saying they thought it was going to be a little boy. I think it's a girl. Now, I know, I then went onto the internet to see, oh, it can't be twins, Paul. You'd know. But no, my mum, when she gave birth to my little brother and sister, who are twins, it was 56 years ago, they didn't know she was having twins. And she gave birth to my little brother, right? And then suddenly my little sister came out like that. She came out feet first. She was tiny. She had to go straight into an incubator and everything. And they couldn't hear her heartbeat because my brother was like that and she was there. Anyway, that's all those years ago now. Fact. And the fact they don't talk to me anymore has nothing to do with it. But there you go, £9.99. Got a message on my bottom. Here we go. Good morning. Is it still morning? Oh, it's just afternoon now, John. You're lovely and cheery as usual. Now, Susan, you don't know what's going on in my ear. So, oh, and this is so funny because I was on my Facebook Live on Sunday, and somebody said something about the show, and I went, oh, I can't do everything because I've got noise in my ear like this. And Hannah went, I don't always tell you not what to do in your ear. I wasn't actually talking about this show. I was talking about the John Scott show. She got very defensive very quickly and then sent me a text going, don't you be reading my messages out on your Facebook Live. I didn't read anything else out, did I? Oh, that's right then. £9.99. Right, okay, now I need to move on because Catherine's standing here. She's driven all the way here just for 1 hour today and I can't be waffling on like this. But I have got some... I've got a bit of an announcement to make. You know, we had the gremlins in. Well, we've got them in... It's not sound gremlins today. Yeah, that's what we call little Paul, a little gremlin. He's not a little gremlin at all. He has been called worse, not by me. Let me just say. Oh, no, I did call him one thing once he didn't like. But I quite liked it. Anyway. Don't you remember that, Paul? Okay, fine. Right, now look, this is Yarn Lane and we are supposed to be doing crocheting and knitting. We are going to be doing crocheting and knitting, but as you can see, I've got nothing on my desk to sell you. There's the nothing. This is what I've got to sell you this hour. So unfortunately, something has happened. We have got things to sell, but we can't sell them to you at the moment because the computer is saying they don't exist. They did exist about 15 minutes ago, but they're saying they don't exist now. So what we're going to do is Catherine and I, we're going to sit and chat, and Catherine's going to sew, and she's she's going to knit and she's going to crochet. She's going to tell me what she thinks Vix is having. I know she's having a baby. Whether she's having a boy baby or a girl baby. Oh, hang on. Who got her a bag? Oh, she got her a bag with the presents in, and it said, spoiler alert, it's not a puppy. That's not very funny. Where was that then? I didn't even see that. Oh, it's just on the floor next door. Okay, right, okay. So Catherine is here. We are going to do some knitting, and then we are going to do some crochet. As soon as you are able to buy, I will let you know. Now, in the next 3 hours, if you go to Sewing Street website, all of the next 3 hours are on pre-order on Sewing Street. It's just this one. I don't know why. It was just the Yarn Lane one. The computer is saying we don't have any to sell you. And obviously we're not allowed to sell anything. We have got them. They're all in the warehouse. Rebecca Reed's going crazy next door going, but they're in the warehouse. There's hundreds of them. There's hundreds of them. We have got them. And as soon as they're available to buy, we will let you know. But at the meantime, let's just send in your questions. If you've got any questions for Catherine. Good morning, good afternoon now, Catherine, by the way.
Hello, John.
Thank you for coming all this way just for an hour.
A pleasure.
And as I say, when they are available to sell, we'll say, if you've got any questions for Catherine about knitting or crocheting, you're fine with that, aren't you?
Of course.
So do send in your message either on the website or on the... I'm not going to show you the website now because there's nothing on it to buy at the moment. As soon as the thing's to buy, I'll take you to the website. So shall we... What we're doing is we're doing baby. We're all doing baby things like baby blankets, baby matinee jackets and things like that. Bebe, mama, bebe. So, should we just do some knitting then?
Yes.
Go on then.
Yes.
Sorry to throw this at you with no...
Well, it's okay. These things
are the
happen,
projects
don't they?
that will be for sale later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so am I allowed to show the picture on the phone?
Yeah, you can show the picture because they will be available later. I just can't have them on my desk because I can't sell them.
Okay, so the first one is this really, really nice little teddy blanket. And this is a perfect beginner project.
Right.
Really good if you are just getting into knitting or you know someone who's just getting into it and you want to give them something to do because it's a really nice, simple project. So I'm going to show you some basics, casting on, just plain knitting. If you watch carefully, John, you'll be able to have a go.
Oh, don't be saying that. Someone messaged me yesterday saying, oh, in fact, I think it was Margaret, said, yes, are you going to do some knitting, John? Now, all of the baby knits were on Sewing Street until a minute ago. They've all just vanished now. So I don't know, Hannah's working on it. I think Hannah's gone to work on it now. So I might not knit today because I'm a bit nervous.
No,
today.
but if you watch carefully, you'll remember.
I will.
Yeah, okay. So this uses a double knit weight wool, weight yarn, which is, again, a good weight for beginners. It's not too thick, not too thin, and 4mm needles. So when you cast on, I cast on and was taught to cast on with what's called the thumb method.
Right.
So you actually only start by casting on 5 stitches, so I don't need a very long tail. When you cast on with the thumb method, you have to allow as much yarn as stitches you are casting on. So if I was casting on 100 odd stitches, I'd leave a really big tail.
And why is that then?
Because, well, you'll see, when I start to do it,
right,
this starts to go down, it gets smaller.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the bit that makes the stitches. That's why it has to be the length it is. Okay, so you can see the tail's sort of at the top and it's going round my thumb like that. And I'm going to put the needle underneath the yarn, holding it with my thumb, and then it's like I'm knitting. So I've gone round my needle and it goes through my thumb, and that's the first stitch, like so.
Do it again.
So we're going to cast on 5. So thumb goes under there, you're going to go round and then you pull your needle back through that loop you've got on your thumb and pull it tight.
How tight?
Well, you don't want a big loopy thing. You want it nice and neat along the bottom of your knitting needles, but not so tight that you can't then, when you start to knit it, get your needle in it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and tension is something that, when you're learning, is always quite difficult to get nice, even tension. but it comes with practice, as with all knitting. So there's my 5 stitches for starting this blanket. Okay, and you can see I've used a bit of the tail, and I could, if I was doing more, I would just carry on. So you only had to cast on 5. You only have to cast on 5 because this blanket increases like that. You do it from the corner and it increases out.
See.
So I'm going to I will show you how to do your basic knitting, and I'll show you how to increase, and then you could knit this blanket even if you've never knitted before.
Perfect. Well, that's a big bold statement, isn't it?
I reckon you could. Okay, so our first row is a knit row. So a knit. You've always got your stitches. When you're learning, you've always got your stitches in your left hand. You've always got your empty needle in your right hand.
Even if you're right-handed or left-handed?
Well, do you know what? Mostly yes. And I think a lot of people, especially years ago, even if they were left-handed, they were taught to do it this way. I've never seen anyone do it the opposite way round.
Oh, okay.
But no doubt they'll all answer writing now that someone does it the opposite way. But I can't say I've ever seen anybody do it the opposite way.
Gerardine says, hi John, I ordered 2 books of baby patterns on pre-order. I've not knitted baby things for years, but I need to start again. Oh, Amy and Adam are expecting in August. That's Gerardine's daughter. Oh. Julie says, I hope they come on soon. I've got to go to work in 15 minutes. Julie, they'll also be there afterwards as well, I think. Yeah.
Baby knits are nice if you haven't knitted for a long time or if you are new, because they're small to do.
Yes.
And they're quick. Not a lot of shaping either. Okay, so a knit stitch, you're putting your needle in from front to back and your yarn goes round the needle. You pull it back through and then slide it off. So you're going to go in from front to back, round, slide it through and off. Easy as that. Just like that. And round and back through. And you're going to carry on like that to the end of your row. Now, you often, when you knit, it's a good idea to not knit the first stitch. You just slip it off your needle like that. And that creates a nice neat edge all the way up your
blanket.
Whatever you're doing, your garment or your blanket.
So you didn't knit the first one?
So I didn't knit the first one, I literally just slipped it off.
But does that mean you've not got 1 stitch less then? Or you just slipped it straight onto the other needle?
Yeah, you just,
okay,
yeah. No, you're not just discarding it, because then we'll get holes and unravelling and all sorts of things. And
you'll end up with 4 stitches
exactly,
and 3 stitches.
No, we need to keep the same number of
nice
stitches.
Skinny scarf.
It's literally just been slipped on to that needle without knitting it. So we're going to, our second row tells us to knit across that one.
Okay.
So we'll knit across, and then on the next one we will do an increase.
Right, June says, do you know the knitting kits are on the Sewing Lane website? Yes, they are, aren't they, Hannah?
Yeah, but they're different kits to what we're doing.
Oh, the ones that are on the website at the moment aren't the kits that we're doing, but the ones that we're doing will be coming on. They're all being added one at a time. So you go back to Catherine while she's knitting and ignore me. There you go. Right, you carry on, Catherine.
Okay, so our third row we're going to increase. We're going to start making our stitches a bit bigger. So to increase, we're going to put our needle in the first stitch. We're going to start to knit it, and then before you slide it off, you're actually going to knit it again in the back of your stitch. So that's made 2 stitches.
Right.
Okay. Then we're going to purl along. Now a purl stitch is the opposite to a knit. So with our knit we put our needle in from front to back. With purl we put our needle into the front. Still goes round, back through and off. And in knitting you only have a knit and a purl stitch. It is just the order that you put them in that makes the patterns. Okay, and when we get to the end we're going to increase in the last stitch. So I'll show you how to do that again. I'm going to go into your needle from front to back, round, pull your yarn through, and before you slide it off then take your needle and we're going to do exactly the same but into the back of the stitch, like so.
Sorry I've gone quiet, I'm just helping Hannah sort out. You're doing a brilliant job.
And now hopefully I should have 7 stitches on my needle, which I have.
Okay.
So that's good. And it carries on like this, gradually increasing, getting larger and larger as you follow the instructions. When you're following a knitting pattern, You will have various abbreviations and in your instructions, but you always get a little guide. You always do get a little glossary that helps you. So K means knit, and P means purl, and ink means increase, and you have that little guide. Anything a little bit funny or different always has a glossary, like a little glossary to show that you know what it means.
Gerardine says she's left-handed. She learnt sitting opposite her mum, so she knits back-handed. Tanya says,
See,
I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed, and from right hand to left hand, I struggle with patterns because of this. So that's the opposite way round.
Yeah,
to you.
they're only written for...
And Sophie
this
says,
way round.
Sophia says, if you can crochet, how easy is it to learn to knit? And before you answer that, Yvonne says, I taught my lefty daughter to knit by having her facing me. All went swimmingly until she made a mistake and I couldn't correct it because the stitches were the wrong way round for me. Lovely projects today. Good luck, Vicky. Oh, Vicky's busy drinking a no Secco out the other room. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
So, what was the question?
The question
if you can
was,
crochet,
if you can crochet, is it easy to learn to knit?
Yes, but just don't think about knitting. Because it's a
crochet.
slightly different, it's a slightly different technique. So with knitting, obviously you've got 2 needles.
Yeah.
And well, what I always say is with crochet, you have your 1 hook and you move your hook to make the stitches. With knitting, you have 2 and you tend to move the yarn to make the stitches rather than the needles. But once you've got the stitches and you know the basic stitches, knit and purl, if you can follow a crochet pattern, you can follow a knitting pattern. So all the things like sizes of needles and hooks correspond. So a 4mm knitting needle is the same size as a 4mm crochet hook.
It's just the technical terms are different, aren't they? Because you've got doubles and trebles
Different
and chains
stitches.
on crochet, and
Different
these are knits and
stitches,
pearls.
yeah. But once you've learned those different stitches, go for it. Give it a go. If you haven't had a go, have a go. I've knitted from being really young. My mum taught me to knit from when I was about 7, but I've only learnt to crochet probably in about the last 8-9 years.
Oh, okay.
And she tried to teach me crochet, my mum, and it just didn't stick. But then as an adult, I've learnt to, and they are different. But once you know the stitches, you're away.
Brilliant, thank you.
There's a lot of activity going on, isn't
Yeah, we'll
there?
be all right in a minute,
we're
you
going to
see.
be fine in a moment.
That's crochet. I'm just sorting the crochet and the knitting out, that's all.
But it's quite nice to have a knitting project on the go and a crochet project on the go. When you get good at knitting, you can do it without looking. So it's a really good TV craft, in my opinion.
You mean
Whereas-
not watching on the telly, doing it sitting in front of the telly?
Yeah, but you can do it without looking.
Yeah.
Whereas crochet, I find that I have to look just to see where I'm putting my hook more. But it's nice to have a bit of both on the go, I think. Right, this is on the 5th row. So this blanket where I've shown you how to cast on and to knit and purl and increase, that's the basics. That's all the way through the pattern. There isn't anything else particularly complicated at all. So it's a really, really good beginner's project.
Sorry.
There's a lot of whispering.
Nearly whispering.
It's quite
There's
funny.
so much going on. I'm so sorry at home. Hannah keeps coming in. I keep putting my mask on. I keep sanitising. She's got a mask on. And then she's trying to point to things without talking. But she's got a mask on.
And it's making
so
me
she's
laugh.
She's going like this. She's going, but she's got a mask on. So I have no idea what she's saying to me. And she's whispering and pointing like that. No. It's fine. Because what I don't understand is... Right, OK. Hannah, do you want to explain why you've given me this blanket? I know this is the one you're knitting.
Yes, it
at the
is.
moment,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
But you're knitting the white one with grey rather than the grey one with white.
Now, when I was only sent the yarn for this programme, it only arrived yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have all the correct colours
That's
to
fine.
do things. That's why.
What you're doing is you're making this one, but you just happen to be using... Oh, I'll put it down like that for you.
I've done it opposite, yes. Just to and
but-
it's not
but-
the sparkly either.
No, don't
I've
worry.
got
You're just using
confused.
your own yarn then to do it, whereas
Yes.
the bundles that I've got... But I haven't got... Hannah, I haven't got the bundle for this, have I? OK, so this is the one that's a bit of an effort. So shall we stop doing this one for the
Okay.
time being? Because and we'll come back to it. I promise you we'll come back to it. So let me tell you, I've got... Right, these are knitting, aren't they?
Yes.
Oh, OK then. So... hang on a second. So we're just trying to organise something for you. Sorry, carry on. Should we go to the knitting of these or not? Right, we can go to the knitting of these. I can't sell them to you yet, but we can go to the knitting of
Okay,
these.
and I'm going to confuse you further, John, by again not having the right colour.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. In a minute, I will have these available in white, mint and lemon. You've done it in your own blue.
I've got blue because it's what I've got, and it shows up nicely for you as well,
exactly,
actually.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you just talk to us about what you're doing, and you can tell me what the pattern is, and then we'll be able to sell them to you in a second.
Okay, so this is the really, really sweet little coat and booties and mittens.
Yeah.
And actually, they're lovely little baby colours you've got there. And I have started knitting the mitten here because the mitten has got all the different patterns in it. So there's a little lacy pattern, which I'll show you in a second. Then there's a little ridgy pattern. And we also have a row where we make little holes to thread ribbon through.
Right.
And again, actually, if you're learning, a small project like this is really good because you're going to finish it fairly quickly. When you start to knit, you're not the fastest. It takes a while to speed up.
Yeah.
So something small like mittens or booties is great, especially if you're teaching your children to knit. They get a bit impatient. Children always start off going, I'm going to knit a scarf. But you have to knit for a really long time to get a scarf.
Yeah.
Whereas something small like this actually works really well.
They can knit a scarf for their teddy bear.
Yes, exactly.
That would be a good start.
Yes. Okay, so this has a 4-row pattern, which makes the little lacy bit on it. And the first row of the 4-row pattern we start with a knit, which I'm just slipping off, and then we're going to put our yarn round the needle. So it goes like that. Then we're going to purl 1, and we're going to purl 3 together. So that's the case of putting all 3 stitches on the needle and knitting them in one go.
Okay.
We're going to purl 1, and then we're going to put our yarn over the needle and knit 1. And then we start that again. So yarn around the needle, purl 1. We're going to purl our 3 together, purl 1. And then yarn over the needle to knit.
So when
1.
you start knitting a mitten, are you starting at the fingertips or are you starting at the wrist?
You are starting at the wrist.
So you're doing this little bit here.
Yes,
At the
the
moment.
nice little sort of scallopy lacy edge bit. That's
Yes.
right. That's correct.
Now, what I might do at this point is we can now sell you these, or they are now available for you to sell. So
Yeah, that's fine. I'm a good
everything
spot
is
for
on
you.
pre-order apart from that peekaboo blanket now. So we will get there, I promise. I do apologise this, and I apologise to Catherine as well. But we're making, this is what the little set makes, right? Now, these were made by Joan Smith. Joan Smith, what it is, these are friends of Rebecca Reed's who've done her knitting samples for her. So we've got a little matinee jacket here. Then we've got a little hat, bonnet then. Then we've got mittens. Joan, where are your booties? Right, okay. Now, to make those, you need 2 balls of the yarn and the pattern, which is what we've got here. Yeah. I'll put it into shot. There you go. So there you go. So you get the pattern, which has got all of the things in, plus the 2 balls of yarn. And that's enough to make everything in that kit, I'm presuming, in that bundle. Mariner Super Soft Baby, it's called. Oh, right way up, John. Right, there you go, double knit. Right, I'll just show you the other 2 and then we can go back to Catherine. I've got the white one here, which again, you get the pattern. It's 100% acrylic, this. You get your 2 balls, you get your pattern. Now, this one is made by another Rebecca Reed friend called Marilyn Dixon. Marilyn Dixon made this one, everybody. So she was lovely little buttons there. So this is the white one. Oh, you see, Marilyn's done the whole set. So there's the booties. Can you see those? Little booties. There's the mittens. And there's the little bonnet. Look. It's cute, isn't it? That. Now, remember, you buy from the Yarn Lane website. Remember, not the Sewing Street website. It's the Yarn Lane website. And then last but not least, the lemon one, which, again, you get the 2 balls of the yarn. And then you get the pattern. And then this one is made by Caroline Offord. Yellow, matinee coat, booties, bonnet, no mittens. Beautiful. Right, okay, so you can carry on now, Catherine. I won't disturb you for a minute. Yellow's the most popular at the moment. Lemon. Right. Sorry.
Lemon's very popular for babies right now. It's a very in
Well,
colour.
all three of those are, because I was watching yesterday, no, I was read Facebook earlier, and there was a project yesterday for a Quillo, and it only came in blue and pink, and people saying, I don't know, Vix doesn't know what her baby's going to be yet, does she? These are all, I don't want to say gender neutral, gender fluid, because I don't like that word, but these are going to suit little boys or little girls, aren't they? Nobody's
Absolutely.
going to look at that and think, not that, I see, I don't believe in pink for girls and blue for boys, but people see a child, child will see a child. Somebody will see a child in blue, won't they? And immediately think, oh, it's a little boy or something like that. Anyway.
I think there's a much of a trend of going away from that. I really
good,
do.
good.
Yes.
Right. So carry on. You carry
Okay.
on.
So that little row that I did, where I was showing you put your yarn around the needle, I've purled back across, and can you see you've got the little lacy holes
Yeah.
appearing?
Perfect.
Okay. And then it's a knit row and it's a purl row. So I'm just finishing the knit row. I know I don't have to do the purl row. Let me just see where I am.
Julie says this is my all-time favourite matinee jacket pattern. I've made lots of them over the years. The first one 27 years ago when I was expecting. Julie, this is
Well, it's
traditional,
really classic, isn't it? Yeah, it
classic.
really is. Okay, so then the next row that we're going to do, that's the only pattern you have to do for the little mittens, making that cuff. Our next row is going to make the eyelets, or our
Right.
next 3 rows.
That you put your ribbon through.
Yes.
Ooh.
So we're going
Somebody
to
just
make
thumped the microphone then.
little holes. So we're going to purl 2. We're going to purl 2 together,
Yeah.
and we're going to purl 4. 3, 4. Sorry, have to count out loud so I don't get muddled.
Yeah. Pearl 4.
And I'm purling 2. I'm going
Pearl
to
2,
repeat
you were
that.
at, hang on, to
Purl
pearl
2.
4.
It's a purl 2 to start. Then we purl 2 together and purl 4.
Yeah,
And we do that 4 times. You see, I've
Okay.
gone wrong already. Let me just take that back.
that's right. It was little Paul confusing you.
Okay. So when you've got something in brackets on a pattern, it will then say after it how many times you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And the purl 2 together and the purl 4 are in brackets. I read the wrong little bit.
Oh, hang on, there's some more movement going on. I don't know how I could. This is only the first hour. I don't know how I can take this. You wait till the hour
You'll have
after
to have
next.
a little lie down, won't you?
Yes. Right, go back to Cat. Stay with Catherine. That's right, because I've
All
got
right,
something else
purl
being
2
delivered to the
together.
table now.
Purl 4.
No, I'm not delivering a baby.
We're going to purl 2 together, and then our last little bit is purling 3.
Tell me in there, because you can't tell me out here. I do
Right.
apologise, everyone. It will be fine in the next hour. I promise you it'll be fine. And Catherine's back in on Friday, so we'll make it up to on Friday.
Okay, so our next row is the eyelet holes. So we're going to knit 2. We're going to put our yarn forward and knit 2 together. And because we've put our yarn to the front and then we knit, that's going to make the stitch so that you always get the right number of stitches, even though it looks like you're knitting things and losing stitches, because you're putting your yarn forwards or backwards or over the top,
Yeah.
you're getting to the right number. And then we're going to repeat that, yarn forward and knit 2 together. So when we purl back across, you will see that we've got our little eyelet holes. It's very clever, really, knitting. Only 2 stitches, and yet you can get such a variety
And yeah,
of patterns.
I always think, who was it? A cave person sitting with 2 bones and a bit of coyote fur or something like that? How did somebody think, oh, if I get 2 sticks and I do this, and it's like when I watch crochet and you do a double, do a double, do a treble, do a treble. That's today. Do your chain stitch in the air and everything. Think somebody has thought of getting a hook right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Did it start on their fingers? It'd be fascinating to.
It is, isn't it? I can tell you an interesting fact about wool.
Oh yes.
The Vikings wove their ship sails out of wool?
Did they?
They
No,
did.
they won't be very good when they get wet, because you know what it's like when you get a knitted swimming
Well,
costume.
then they used now what is it? Fish oil to coat them to
Oh,
make
so
them.
it's their Odie coat.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that stank in the sunny on a sunny day.
Probably, yeah.
Oof.
But I don't think Vikings were probably that fragrant,
No.
were they?
Do you know what was really weird? Because I used to go to Norway a lot, and we went to a Viking ship museum, and I was like, oh, boring. And we got in there, and it was this big, huge building with full-on Viking ships that they'd found and everything like
Is
that.
that in Stockholm?
Yes.
It's amazing, that
Yeah.
museum. I've been there.
But the thing is, it was just like, oh no, actually, was this one? I've been to the one in Stockholm. I think this
You
one
can
was
walk
in.
all round it, can't you?
But yeah, and climb up above it and look into it and everything. And then you suddenly think, oh my goodness, that had proper Vikings in it, and it tells you where they went in the boats, and you're thinking, blimey, I moan about having to drive 17 miles to work in the morning. Imagine that. Oh, I've got to get in the yacht to go to work. Not a yacht, the
rowing boat. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I got carried away there.
No, that's fine.
Vix will have the best dressed baby with all his beautiful knitted and sewn clothes. Susan, she's had a box delivered. Somebody's sent her a box of all baby clothes and everything. She's so excited.
So I'm purling back across,
Yeah.
and that, you can see, is making the little holes that the ribbon is going to thread through.
Lovely. It's amazing, isn't it? You can make a lacy kind of pattern, because you always think of knitting as just backwards and forwards, and it's so, like you're saying, it's 2 stitches, but create all sorts of looks to them and everything. The lemon one is in the lead by a long way. Lemon. That more than half the stock of the lemon one's gone. Okay, we'll do a couple more minutes on this, and then I'll move on to. Oh no, can I show this one next while you're knitting that? This is the one that you started showing us about. If you want the blanket, now this is where this is the one apparently that caused the computer to go wrong. So we've only got it in grey with the white stripes and the white binding. So you get 3 balls of the yarn. The yarn is sparkly. So what you get in your bundle is you get 3 balls of the yarn plus the instructions, which aren't here, but they look like this. Here they are. £12.50. £12.50. Okay, that was just so if you wanted to get the blanket, and that makes this. That was what Catherine was starting to show us at the beginning of the show. And the bear's trying to do skydiving. Bear with us. There you go. Right, sorry. Oh, right. We'll get there. Sorry, Catherine.
No, not a problem at all. So you can see my little eyelet row there, and then your mittens just go into a knit purl combination for the rest of it, so that they're very nice and easy. And this pattern, this little lacy pattern, is what you do all the way up the matting.
Okay, so you knitting it. So will you, when it's done, do you then fold it in half and stitch them together?
Yes,
oh, that's what confused me.
And you shape it obviously at the top, so you've got a rounded edge.
Perfect.
Yes.
Is there anything, because have you knitted all the pieces before, or have you only seen the pattern? I just wondered if there were any areas that we should look out for that might be a little bit tricky on any of the pieces.
I haven't knitted the whole garments, but I get the patterns to read.
Yes.
And I tend to pick out the bits that I think are tricky. So there's nothing terribly.
Okay, let me just show you again. I'm going to show you the lemon
one.
one.
Once you know your little pattern, I think you're okay.
Okay, so we've got the lemon little matinee jacket there, which is gorgeous. Now, how does it work sizing-wise? How do you know what size to make?
It goes by a chest size.
Right.
A 14-inch up to a 20-inch. Now, I'm not... I don't know enough about children to know what age that would go to. You'd probably just have to look up what those sizes are.
Okay, so this is the largest. This is the largest size, Hannah, then, the yellow one, the lemon one. Oh, okay, they're all knitted in different sizes, so I'll show you in a second, but they all, the amount of yarn you've got will make the biggest size. So if you do the smallest size, you'll have some yarn left over.
Yeah.
So that's the matinee jacket. That's the little bonnet. Be careful on lemon now, because it's very, very limited. There's the little booties. And then we'll have to just show you the green, the mint that Joan made. You'll get yellow ones, but who was this one? Carolyn didn't make the... I'm not picking on you, Carolyn. I'm not, because Joan didn't make the booties, did she? These are Rebecca Reed's friends who've done these for her. So that's the lemon one, so there you go, right. Oh, my word. Right, shall we move on to some crochet? Because I've got crochet kits. Are you all right to move on to crochet?
Yes, absolutely.
I haven't got any more knitting kits to go to at the moment.
Which one would you like
Right,
to
the
look
crochet
at first?
blanket is behind you in that unicorn bag up there.
It surely is. Oh, lovely.
Right, we've got the white one, which is that one made up. Okay, now we've got a no name to read for this one. Right, hang on, yours is it? Is that white?
Yeah, it's the sparkle again.
I know, but it looks green from here. So I've got them in 2 colourways. I've got in sparkly... Oh, is it going home time yet? No, I haven't got another 4 hours, Paul. I've got 3 hours. No, I'm not. Yeah, so you get sparkly, 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 5 balls of yarn. To make that, right, okay, there, and the instructions. Let me just show you the instructions. They're into there somewhere. You don't get the baby and you don't get a crochet hook. £17.50. Right, so I've also, let me show you the other colourway and then we'll talk about it. So the other colourway is this. Oh, now this is nice. Oh, this is gorgeous, this colourway. The grey is beautiful, isn't it? That's a stunning grey. Can you see that from upstairs? There you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. That's the grey one, £17.50. So, we're jumping to crochet now. Sorry, Catherine.
Not a problem. So we're on crochet now.
Yeah.
I love this sparkly yarn. It's so nice.
Oh, it's lovely,
it's
isn't
so
it?
pretty,
And it's not.
yes.
It's not going to be. It's not scratchy for the baby or anything.
Oh no,
like that,
no,
is it?
not at all. No, you can't feel that there's anything sparkly
No.
there, can you? It just
What
is.
size hook do you need for it?
So this is a 4mm hook as well.
Okay, I've got the hooks here, but I've also got them on the website. 4mm hook is the beautiful
Yeah,
cobalt blue
double
one.
knit nearly always uses a 4mm.
Just say that again, sorry.
Double knit yarn nearly always uses
Oh,
a
okay,
4mm.
perfect.
Yeah,
Something
and obviously with something like a blanket, it doesn't matter if you're a little bit loose or a little bit tight because you're not trying to make it fit anybody.
Okay, perfect.
So now this out of all the kits that we've got today is probably the most difficult one.
Oh, is it?
Yes, but it's really quite fun because you make all your motifs separately and then you join them together. So I've got a little.
Have a whole blanket on your knee.
Well, you will start to, because what happens is you make the first row, you make the first 6.
Yes.
And then as you make the next row, you start to join them together,
Oh,
which
okay,
is what I'm going
okay.
to show you how to do.
Oh, it looks lovely from overhead, doesn't it? That looks beautiful.
It is really nice. I've got a little plan.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I mean, I haven't got any babies anymore. They're all too big. But I think this is so pretty. I'm going to make... I have all these plans. I won't have time to do it.
No.
But this is what I will do when I've got time, is all different colours.
Well, no, I was about to say that.
And actually, you could make it bigger or smaller, whatever you like, because this would be really nice just for me at home.
Paul, can we just go right now? Could you, seeing there, could you make the flowers one colour and then those V bits that go? Look,
Yes,
on the
you
screen.
could.
Because that'd be quite nice, wouldn't
You
it?
could, absolutely. Yeah,
So
if you wanted
I'd have
to.
all the frames in green and then all the flowers in different colours.
That's a good idea.
So that's just a thought.
Good idea. No, it's perfectly
Okay,
doable.
so why is
just
it
to
the most
confuse you
difficult?
again, I've got a blue one.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
It's what I've got. So what it is that you crochet your flower first in the round, and then you go backwards and forwards and you do your rows.
Okay, so now if this is your first crocheting, you wouldn't go for this pattern as your first.
It's probably a
crocheting
little
pattern.
bit more tricky, just because every round or row is different. So you've really got to follow your pattern so that you've got the right number of stitches and that you're doing the right thing. Otherwise,
Perfect.
you'll find when you start to put them together, it isn't going to fit, is it?
Okay.
So I'm just going to fold that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've done these 2, and then I've nearly finished my 3rd one.
Oh, okay.
So
Which
that
is in
I
the
can
white.
show you. Yes, I found
Is that
the white
right
by this
white, or
point.
is that sparkly white?
It is. These are all sparkly. They're
Oh,
just not
okay.
the right colours.
So the grey, but no, you've got the grey and you've got the white. You've got 2 of the right colours. Just use added blue. That's all.
So you can see that this is going to fit in like this, and you're going to join it. So when you crochet them, the last row that you do has these little loops as you go along. So these are the joining points. And then on your motif, so you're going to join using these bits, and you're going to join using the flower petals. So it's just a case of finding the right bits to do it.
Okay. Sue's making me laugh. I crocheted a pattern similar to this. By the time I did the second one, I was sick of the pattern. I was expecting twins at the time. It might have been the fact you were carrying twins, wasn't it? Then Morag says, got this when it first launched. I've not had the nerve to start. Stuart says you'll need more than 3 minutes to recover at the top of the hour. No, we get 3 minutes and that's it. Het says, please help, John. Is there a code for... Right. It doesn't say £1 P&P. It says 1 P&P for the whole day of $3.95. So you basically pay 1 P&P whether you shop between midnight last night, midnight tonight for Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, right? So it's not, it'll come up in a minute. It just says 1 P&P. It's not £1 P&P.
I always
Sorry
read
about that,
wrongly
Het.
as well.
At some point, could you show the best way to pick up stitches around the edge of a blanket so it looks neat? I made the peekaboo blanket, ended up crocheting the edge, also picking up the stitches on a cardigan front. Karen in St Helens. Maybe we'll have to do that on another...
I did that on a show not that long ago. We did picking up for a buttonhole edge.
Oh, okay.
It was when I did, you know, the lovely furry knits that you've got coming up, the soft chenille ones.
Yeah.
It was when I did that show, the chenille knits. I did picking up on a buttonhole edge. And
Okay, so we can't do it today for you, Helen. Was it Karen? I'm afraid can't do it today, Karen. But then if you, we'll find out a date for you because we're going to be doing the kit later. Hannah will be able to look at the date for you. Right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Blimey, that's 10 minutes. Of Yarn Lane, obviously, I've got 3 hours after that. But.
Okay, right, where am I? So when you're joining, so we start off, we do 3 chain and we do 2 doubles into the first 2 stitches. Now, normally it would tell you to do 3 chain and 1 double to make these edges, but when you're joining them together, you are going to, and I've got to get this right, and I did work it out yesterday, but I'm feeling quite flustered after it all this morning.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So I just need to work out what I'm doing.
Fine.
No, it's that way, it's that way.
Okay.
Yes, so then I'm going to do a chain and a double into the top of the flower on this one. Okay, because this is how it's going to join together. So... and you just literally pick up on the other, using the other motif.
Right.
Okay, then we're going to do 3 doubles along. The lady who said she hasn't got the nerve to start, have a go. What's nice about this is you can just do a motif a night.
Yes, yeah,
and
exactly.
Once you've done it once, you'll know what you're doing and you'll get the hang of it, and then you'll be whizzing them out.
Yeah. But if you're having twins, you might find it a bit boring.
I think it's such a pretty blanket, this one.
Oh no, I think when you look at it from above, when Paul showed it from above minutes ago, it's really, really beautiful.
And if you, I mean, you know, if we start to have christenings and things like that, it would be a beautiful christening shawl, wouldn't it? And you know, family heirloom and things.
June the 21st, we'll be able to do things like that. Fingers crossed.
Oh, aren't we all looking forward to it?
Oh, don't. I know I'll be a mess. I'll be hugging everybody and I'll be sobbing my heart out. I know that. I can tell you that.
Well,
now.
I think we'll all be the same, and then we'll have spread it round again, won't we?
Yeah. And Paul says he's going to keep the 2 metre rule going after June. That's because nobody actually wants to hug him. So that's his excuse. I don't, not anymore, Paul.
I've got a feeling every customer that comes in my shop will get a hug.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
free hug with
so
your order.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay, so you can see that it's joined it to the top of the petals.
Yeah.
And then as you come down to this bit, you're going to go into the edge of that petal and then 2 more along there. So there's 6 joining points on each side of the motif.
I've also, are we ignoring those ones on the end of my table now then? Oh, we can do those now.
We can do this, okay.
Okay, it's all going so swimmingly well. And Hannah's only had 2 coffees today. Oh, how'd she got another one? Okay. Right. I've got more crochet coming up here.
Do you want to move on to that one, John?
Sorry, yes.
No, that's
We've
fine.
literally got 2 minutes to do this one.
Okay.
Oh, this is cute. So this one was made by Rebecca Reed's friend, Millie Mason. Millie Mason made this one. So it's a crochet. Now we've got some lovely wooden buttons that look nice on there, haven't we? They're on the website. They're on the website. So this one is, let me make some room for Paul. This is Baby Soft Mosaic, 100% acrylic. Oh, that's the pink one. That's the pink version there. Yeah, so the one I'm starting with and the one we're actually going to be making the demo is this one. So it's for a little cardigan and a bonnet, and the bonnet as well. You see, last time we did this, I put one of these bonnets on, but I don't know how I got my head in there. But anyway, so it's just the cardigan and the bonnet this time. You get 2 balls of the yarn plus the pattern, which has got a pink version on the front. Right? Then I've got 2 other colourways. I've got this one, which looks like orange and lemon. Peach Melba. Oh, I love a peach Melba. So this one's peach Melba, 2 balls of the yarn. How you can see, it's this here. It's this one here. And then last but not least, I've got it in the white. Classic white. 2 balls of yarn plus that. So now this is crochet again. £8.99. That's good, isn't it? Why did I think? Well, hang on. I thought it said £8.99, £6.99. It's a really good price. I thought £8.99 was a good price. Sorry. Oh,
No,
Catherine, I
fantastic
can't
price.
apologise enough. Yeah, Vix, get Vix back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the first time we did this show, I showed how to do the pattern on the jacket.
Yep.
And this time I'm going to show you how to do the little edgings, because
Right,
it's got
good.
really cute little edgings. So I want you to imagine that that's a sleeve, John.
Say it again.
I want you to imagine that's a sleeve.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah,
imagine
I'm
I've
imagining.
crocheted the whole sleeve there, and this
Yeah.
is just the bottom of the cuff.
Right, okay.
Okay, because what we've got is what's called a picot edge, which is a nice, pretty little bottom edge. And we're going to rejoin your yarn. So, oh, how more fingers?
Tell
Thumbs
Catherine
down.
I'll be popping in for a hug after the last couple of weeks. I need one. That must be one of your customers, Amanda.
Oh, definitely Amanda.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
John
bring
said-
Mabel. She has a lovely dog called Mabel.
Oh, Sue says, don't suppose you know if Festival of Quilts will happen in August. I don't think it will. I don't think it will because it takes too long to prep it, I would imagine. It's online at the moment. It says on their website it is, but I can't imagine it'll happen. Oh, do you know different?
Well, I'm down to teach at it.
Oh!
And I've seen a lovely timetable, so fingers crossed.
Well, no. I went to look at their website that said, you know, that what dates it is and what classes. I didn't see your class, mind you, but all different classes and everything like that. But then I just thought, well, maybe it will. Maybe
Well,
it will.
if we do get all let out properly in
June the 21st.
then we ought to be able
July,
to.
August. Yeah, but it normally takes a year to prep it, you know what I mean? So, anyway, who are we? I hope it is, because I want to be there with my queue of ladies and gentlemen to have a
But
good
you see,
old
we're
time.
all on hold from last year.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry,
Anyway,
so
we
you
shall
carry
see.
on.
Hopefully.
So we've got a whole sleeve.
Okay, we've picked up our yarn and done a double, and then we're going to do 3 chain and a double into the first of the 3 chain. And it just makes like a little loopy bit. And we're going to do what's called a picot edge.
Right.
So then we're going to do 3 doubles along, and then we're going to do our little picot again. So
Sophia's purchased the crochet blanket in white as she's due in September. Hopefully it'll get done in time. Oh, I hope so. Hope so.
yes, I think so. Okay, if I just do this, then you can see how it's coming. I always think it's really hard to show
Yeah.
what my fingers are doing. So
But
you can
explain it,
see
yeah,
the
go.
3
There you-
little
oh, look!
chain have made just the little bobbly bit.
So just tell me again, it was how many
So
chain?
we did 3 chain,
Yeah.
and then we did a double into the bottom of the 3 chain.
Right.
2, 3. Put it nice and slowly. Hold on. That just brings it back on itself to make that little bobbly bit, and then to get it lying flat, you do 3 doubles along.
Right. Brilliant.
So that's your picot edge. And then up the front and round the bottom of the jacket,
Yeah.
we have what's called a shell edge. Have I got time to quickly
How
show
long
you
have we
that?
got? 3 minutes
Oh,
maximum.
yes, we've got time.
All kits are underneath us. I'm not going to do a roundup. All kits are underneath us.
So-
Jules Mayoof is ready to come on. Now, remember, after this, we will lose you in a minute. After this, you need to go to the website, Sewing Street website, Sewing Street YouTube, Sewing Street Facebook Live, or on Sky to carry on watching.
Okay, so
Right, go.
for your shell edge, again, we pick it up, and imagine I'm going around the whole thing now. Again,
Yeah.
I've got a tiny sample, but just imagine we're going around the whole thing. We pick up with a double, and then we do 5 trebles all into the same spot. And this is going to make a little shell pattern.
5.
5 trebles, but you all go into the same stitch each time.
Right.
And this will make a little shell. So if I quickly do it, then you'll be able to see.
What was that noise?
That sounds like wind, the wind howling. Okay, and then a double into the next one, and it lies nice and flat. So can you see you've got a little shell pattern?
Oh, yeah.
it makes
But you
like a
went to
little
all on the
fan.
same. Oh, you went to on the same
So
stitch.
you keep going all into the same one. So the base of the trebles are all in the same spot,
Right.
but the outside fans out then, so you get this really nice little shape up
Oh,
here.
that's
and you
really
do that all
cute.
the way around the bottom, and it gives you that lovely scalloped edge
Like a
that
scalloped
you've got
edge.
around the jacket.
Oh, Catherine, thank you so much. I'm sorry it's
We
been
survived.
Yeah, we
We got
survived.
through it.
And people are loving it because they're all commenting and buying and everything. So now we're going to see you on Friday.
I'm back on Friday.
And what are you doing on Friday?
Oh, I'm doing.
Oh, don't you know?
No, I do. I'm making a bag, and we've got some really nice little.
Oh, you're doing the 3. You're doing it on the 3 hours.
Yes.
You're doing 2 on Sewing Street and one
yes,
on
and
Yarn
in
Lane.
Yarn Lane we're doing children's and grown-ups knits.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely jumpers.
Thank you ever so much. I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry to you that it was such a mess. It was Right, the demo kit, in which one? In the lemon is the most popular of all of them, that's right at the beginning. Please just go and look underneath the screen on the website and you'll see everything that's available, even the things we didn't get to show that we can tell you, like the knitting needles and the crochet hooks and things like that. I'm really, really sorry about all of that, but these things are sent to triers, aren't they? We sorted it out in the end, didn't we? Anyway, don't go. Make sure you tune over because I'm staying for another 3 hours on Sewing Street now. So you need to go to YouTube, Facebook Live, or the website to watch it, or you can carry on watching on Sky. Yarn Lane is back on Friday with me and Catherine. We'll see you then, but I'll see you in 3 minutes on Sewing Street.